Hey everyone. Isn't that just a beautiful solo? The great Rashad Eggleston played it. He was the original cello player in the band Crooked Still. Just a beautiful musician and usually known for his kind of comedic genius and just amazing personality on the cello, but obviously can really get deep and melancholy as well. This solo is just so heart aching, it really tugs at the heartstrings. And cello is a great instrument to pull from. If you want to work on melodic playing on the bass, cello is a partner instrument, or a cousin, if you will, of the bass. So transferring it over is easier than some instruments for sure. So I don't want to say too much. I think the easiest thing to do, I'll just give a brief overview of some of the parts of the solo, the integral parts, and then I'll play it for you. So in the low octave, there's a bunch of pull-offs and hammer-ons, and pull-offs are from above. That's like going D to C. So D to C obviously is above to below, so that's a pull-off. And then the opposite direction would be hammer-on. Hammer-on, pull-off, hammer-on. And it gives it a really nice vocal sound. So that's a special thing about this solo. And then otherwise, just watch how I'm going up the D string for that first phrase. And then I start to utilize this G string a little bit more. And it just figured it laid out really nicely, kind of going in that direction, like starting at more closed notes and then utilizing the open strings as the solo went on. So let me play it for you real quick. I'll play it along with that recording. Here we go. Yeah. So that's the solo in the low octave. When you're looking at the score, obviously I know not everyone reads music, but look for those little pull-offs and hammer-ons, little grace notes. They're super tiny notes on the score to indicate those. Also the slides, little lines in between the notes getting to the end of the solo. All that kind of bluesy stuff is indicated with slides in the score. So that's the low octave version. I'll just play the high octave version really quick. I will say this one is a bit more on the advanced side. So definitely learn the low octave version first. Work on playing it with dynamics and just trying to match the solo as best you can. And then the high octave version is kind of the next step. And this is the actual octave the cello's playing in. The low octave is an octave lower to make it fit on the bass a little bit more. Here's the high octave version of the solo. Yeah, totally amazing. And, the technique I'm using there, I would call it extended thumb position. So obviously, definitely really advanced. But we've talked about thumb position a little bit in previous lessons. And you can use thumb position lower down on the bass if it suits what you're playing. Obviously, these notes, I'm starting on a C on the D string. Then the thumb is playing a B flat. I mean, those are way lower than our thumb position is typically. But what that hand position does is it gives me more reach without having to shift. And it really allows me to do a lot more and move in more of a fiddly way in that middle range of the instrument. So that's a technique I use a lot. And if you want to dive into the advanced version, the higher octave version of this solo, just give me a shout. I'm happy to give anyone like a 5 to 10 minute little workshop on this, extended thumb position technique. I know a few of you, I feel like, are ready for it. So drop me a line if you're interested. But obviously first get the lower octave version under your belt, everyone. And have fun. Really try to listen to Rashad's version. Play along with Rashad's version, I'll drop the YouTube link in the comments and try to match the vocalisms and the dynamics and all that with him, Make it sound like you are one. That's the goal when you're transcribing. You really want to make it as similar as possible if you want to get all the details in there. So a lot more details in the score, everyone. Check that out and have fun with this beautiful solo.